Hi babies! It's everybody's favorite day of the week. That's right, it is new comic book day. So, I have like a lot. There's like a bunch of really cool stuff coming out this week and I'm so excited. Everything that I am picking up today is available at Green Brain Comics, which is located on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn, Michigan. And it is my shop of choice. Not just because I work there, but also because it's been my shop of choice for years and it's a great place to shop. So, enough of a promo. Let's get on with the comics. I am doing this in no particular order except for that my pick of the week, like last week, will be the last one. So we're going to start off with my all ages pick for this week, which is Over the Garden Wall from Kaboom Studios. Over the Garden Wall was originally created by Pat McHale, and this one features two stories. The first one, Dreamland Melodies, was written and illustrated by Jim Campbell. The second one is Homeland, which was written by Amalia Lavari. Oh, I have a friend named Amalia. You don't care about that. Was illustrated by Kara McGee. So, and the cover was illustrated by Jim Campbell. So, I really liked the Over the Garden Wall one-shot that came out, and I really liked all of the episodes of Over the Garden Wall that I saw. I didn't see all of them, because I got scared. So, but I should go back and watch them. And I know how it ended, because I went on Google and was like, hey, tell me what happens at the end of this. So, but apparently I've forgotten. So the first story in Over the Garden Wall follows Greg, and he goes on a little Over the Garden Wall-esque adventure where he meets a group of a tomcat and a group of gnomes-ish and has a fun Greg-style adventure. The second story in the Over the Garden Wall features Anna, who I'm pretty sure was the Bluebird. And it's really good on me for not looking up. And that story is kind of melancholy. But it was really good and I enjoyed it. And now I'm going to have to go back and finish watching Over the Garden Wall because I don't remember half the stuff that happened. But I do remember that the beast scared the bejesus out of me. Next up, we have Ms.Marvel, who is would have been my pick of the week if I didn't have the pick of the week that I do have. So this one is the end of this storyline for her, and this one, like this particular issue, was written, before I get into it, was written by G. Willow Wilson. Artist is Nico Leon, and the color art is by Ian Herring. So this hit me like really hard because the general gist of all of this is that you need to look out for yourself, and you need to understand that you can't do everything, and sometimes you have to say no. Even if it's something you really want to do, even if it's something you want to say yes, you need to prioritize yourself sometimes. So this is a lesson that Ms.Marvel is kind of learning the hard way, and I think it's a lesson that a lot of teenagers, especially ones that really are involved and are really doing things, have to learn. And sometimes adults need to relearn this because they take on too many responsibilities or they take on too much onto their plate and then things fall by the wayside, which very super recently happened to me. And that's a bummer. So this was excellent. It was an excellent reminder. It was an excellent reminder also that Ms.Marvel is a teen and that she has teen stuff going on. But it is all told with Ms.Marvel-esque humor and lightness. And we see our favorite hipster demigod in it. So I know that if you are a fan of Loki, you are going to be a fan of this. And I am excited about it. Next one, Daredevil. And this is the all-new Electric Connection storyline. Starting now. That is actually why I picked it up. I've never read any Daredevil. Ever. And it was written by Charles Soule, artist Matteo Buffagni, I said that wrong, and color art by Milla. So I've never read any Daredevil. My only Daredevil experience is the television show, which I really like. I like the television show so much that I'm like, I'm going to start reading Daredevil comics. And then I'm like, hey, brand new storyline featuring Elektra. So obviously, I learned that some of the stuff that's happening in the TV show is not like a direct correlation with what's happening in the comic books. So I'm going to have to do some Googling on this. I really, really liked the art. I am now extremely interested in who Blind Spot is, because I just love a young superhero. It's got Matt Murdock. It's got Elektra. I don't really care what they're doing. She could kick his butt for 47 pages, and I would be on board with that every single day. And there's quite a bit of butt kicking going on in here. And there's Matt Murdock. And in this they really focus on how he is keeping Daredevil and who he is, his real identity, like, separate. I think that the TV show doesn't focus on that as hard. And I didn't even really know that was like a Daredevil thing until I started looking into the comic. So I'm excited to learn more about Daredevil. I'm probably going to go and one of my coworkers has suggested some trades for people who want to get into Daredevil. So we may talk about that in this month's imprint if I pick up some of the trades. And overall, I really like this art style, which is, give you a little page 1 preview. Is very graphic and very, like, few colors, which is very Daredevil to me. So I'm excited to read more about this and to find out the big drop at the end of this. I have no idea what she's talking about. So I'm excited to find out what's happening in here, and I'm gonna stick through this entire storyline and fill in some of the gaps with my trusty friend, the internet. All right, how many do we have left? We have 3. We have a lot of Marvel this week. There will be DC in the future, I promise. I'm really excited about some upcoming DC stuff. Just right now, there wasn't anything that came out this week that, like, super grabbed me. So the next one we have is A Year of Marvel's The Amazing #1. So there are 2 stories in this one. The first one is February and features the Amazing Spider-Man. I have never read any Spider-Man comics, so this is my first, like, Spider-Man experience. It is written by Ryan North. The artist was Danilo Beyruth, and the color artist was Chris Peter. And this Peter Parker gets the February. So the Year of Marvels is set coming out where each month has its own story. So this one is February and March. I don't know where January is. I'm going to have to look that up. There's probably a little thingy down here somewhere that's telling you where January is, because I figured it out. But, so, February and March are featured in this one, like I've said 4 times now. And February is Valentine's Day with Spidey and his senior citizen friend Vulture. Like I said, I had no Spider-Man experience going into this, and his humor is right up the alley of humor that I enjoy. I didn't know that I was going to like Peter Parker so much, but I really liked this story. It was funny. The jokes were funny. It had the classic Marvel self-awareness that I think if you enjoy Marvel, that's something that you enjoy about a lot of their books, is that it's very self-aware and kind of meta, and gets... Sometimes it's too much, but this time it was good. And then the second storyline features Ant-Man for the month of March, and he's on spring break. Woo! The writer is Amy Chu. The artist is Ryan Braune. And the layout artist is Riley Brown. Cool. I also have no Ant-Man experience, besides the movie. I'm really good at reviewing comics, can you tell? And so I just went into this like, hey, I know very little about Ant-Man. I know he can become small and become an ant. And I didn't really need to know more than that for this story. Ant-Man is a legitimate into the legitimate business and is not a criminal anymore, which is something I knew. And this is him, a storyline following during spring break in Miami, trying to be a legitimate businessman and getting caught up in what I feel is probably a classic Scott Lang Ant-Man way of getting caught up. It was funny. There's a man in a bear suit. There are many people in animal suits, which I just love an anthropomorphic animal. And the story was fun. It was funny. It didn't have quite as much of the punch as the Spider-Man one did, but I still really liked reading it. And I can't wait for the next one, which I believe comes out in June and features some She-Hulk. It seems will be one of the people in it. So I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm going to get all of these too. So far we have nothing that I'm not going to continue reading, which is going to be very expensive for me. The next one, I was really excited about this when I saw it in previews, which was Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 7. And this one isn't following any storyline, which is where I like to pick up in things. I did read the first Unbeatable Squirrel Girl and I enjoyed it. And then for whatever reason, I didn't read anymore. So the writer is Ryan North, who I'm discovering I like. Artist is Erica Henderson. And the color artists are Rico Renzi with Erica Henderson. So this is a choose your own adventure style Squirrel Girl. As a child, choose your own adventure stories were my jam. I would sit at the library and just read them nonstop all day because apparently I didn't have any friends. But I really liked them. And the librarian would always recommend new ones to me, and she would always set aside ones for me because she knew how much I loved them. And that's good. I'm really glad that there are adults in the world that do stuff like that for kids, and I want to be that kind of adult. So this one is just a little kind of one-shot story, not part of any storyline, where you follow the unbeatable Squirrel Girl through her day, and so you get to kind of pick your own adventure. Kind of forces the adventure on you, but the roundabout way is just as fun as going the direct route. It's really funny and really sassy, and I don't know why I haven't been reading Squirrel Girl this entire time, because she seems to have a lot of the same personality quirks that I do. Who would have guessed? Also, it features Koi Boy, who I've never heard of, and I'm really excited to say Koi Boy a bunch of times. Koi Boy, Koi Boy, Koi Boy, Koi Boy, Koi Boy, Koi Boy. It starts to sound like one word. Koi Boy, Boy. And it's really fun. This is the exact kind of comic book humor that I like, and I am realizing that I have a type. Not so much with humans, but with comic books. I like sass. I like simple art styles, and I like more humor than drama. And there's a lot of that in this. It's really fun. The jokes are really funny. There's some good, like, hey, protect the bees, which is important. And it's exactly my style. I wish that every comic book was Choose Your Own Adventure, if we're being 100% honest. But I don't think that there's any better one than Squirrel Girl. If you follow me on Instagram, then you have already seen my favorite panel from this week. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to click down below and find me on Instagram, and then you'll see. So, Squirrel Girl, 10 out of 10. I may actually start reading this. I wasn't gonna, because she did like a lot of Howard the Duck stuff, and I was telling my boss that Howard the Duck is like, he freaks me out. It scares me. I think it's because of the movie with the human eyes. The human eyes are so weird. It was like too Uncanny Valley for me, and I couldn't handle it. So, like when he showed up at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, that's not a spoiler. The movie's been out for a while. I was like, it's Howard the Duck. Not because I have a problem with him, but because I'm frightened of him. That's cool. It's cool to be frightened. I don't like Donald Duck either. Am I afraid of ducks? Probably. Okay, so it's pick of the week time. I know you guys are all extremely excited. I am extremely excited. This was recommended to me. It is a 5-part miniseries. It is from Black Mask, and it is 4 kids walk into a bank. As told by Tyler Boss, who did the art and design, Thomas Maurer, who did the lettering, and Matthew Rosenberg, who did the writing. Do you like Hawkeye? Do you like Factions Hawkeye? Then you're gonna like this. That is actually why it was recommended to me, because nobody in the world likes Factions Hawkeye more than me. I'm just putting that out there right now. Nobody in the entire world. Not only did it mean a lot to me in that it was my into comics, it was into the comic book store where I now work. But it was just, I never identified with any comic book character as much as I identified with that Hawkeye. So this book right here, artist Tyler Boss, who also worked on Factions Hawkeye, is here, and it's added again. Not only is the art style very, 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 very similar to Factions Hawkeye, there is some differences. It's not identical. You know, it takes a leap. The story and the storytelling is very similar. And I'm so incredibly pumped on this. I'm not even, like, mad that it's similar. I'm not one of those people that when something new of something that I love comes out, I'm mad about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm excited. If they redid Harry Potter with all new artists, all new actors, I would be pumped on it because it's more Harry Potter. It's more of the thing I love. I don't care if you make more of something I love. Even if you change it, you don't take away the old one. So I'm just super pumped. So I am so pumped on this because it's like this style and this thing that I love, but a whole new story with whole new characters and a whole new way to experience it, but in a way that is very familiar and comfortable to me. The opening, chapter 1, the very first lines in it is, as far back as lunchtime, I always wanted to be a gangster. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to read the rest of these. I'm so excited to, like, plaster my wall with them. The story is about 4 kids who are, I have a feeling, getting in way over their heads. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I love, like, caper stories that involve kids because, like, I was a big kid mystery fan. And I still like young adult books and stories because it tends to be more about the adventure and less about romantic relationships. So, all of the characters in here, especially, like, super especially, the lead of the kids, who is named, Paige. I'm so bad at names. Is named Paige, is a 12-year-old girl, and she could beat up all her friends. Sold. I'm in. So this is Sarah's Pick of the Week, and I am stoked to hear more about it. I'm stoked about all of these. This is like a really good week for comics. So that's all I have for you this week. Remember, everything can be picked up Green Brain Comics in Dearborn or your local comic book store. Wherever you live, there is a group of people that want to sell you these comics or help you find comics that you're into. Read comics. And remember that May 7th is Free Comic Book Day. So get ready to grab some free comics. If you go on freecomicbookday.com, you can see the list of things that may be available at your local comic book store. I've seen previews of some of them, and I'm extremely excited about all of them. That is my only level of I live my life at a constant level 10 of enthusiasm. So, I'm ready. You're ready. Go read some comics. Comment down below if you read any of my picks this week or with suggestions for me. Remember to like, or you know what? If you don't like, dislike. What am I going to do about it? And remember to subscribe so you can keep up with my comics. I keep doing that. I'm so sorry. I'm like the cheesiest person today. It's really late. Tomorrow is Supernatural Thursday, and I am excited about that. And I will see you guys later. Bye.